What is up there, guys? Short Fuse here, and today I'm playing more Seduce Me. Last time where we left off, it was, I think, like we had an argument with our dad. I know that, and he sent me to my room, and I was just like, the mum was worried, and I think I'm packing to leave to go to the actual estate now. So yeah, and the alarm went off. So let's see where the story goes. I shook my head to try and clear the sleepiness out of me, to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school! As soon as I realised I had to go to school, I stood out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. Oh yeah, because he slapped me. Yeah, you had squint. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
Yeah. She's, you mean, that's not what you say at a time like this, because, you know, Granddad's dead.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi.
Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Yeah. Crap, I forgot their names. I think she's being insensitive. One of them. I don't know. Fuck.
Oh, man, come on!
Yes, okay, yeah. I got it right.
See? She knows about proper public taste.
Okay, this is actually quite loud. Sorry. Turning that down.
I know how to be a lady. Sheesh.
Do you really, though? Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
Yeah. I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
You guys can come along with me. Of course, huh? But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to be testing me. Keep testing me. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
Who the hell is this Lizette? She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lizette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Yeah.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Yeah. Sad times.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
What? Why would it be, like, on the TV if you... It's just a local thing.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
By the impressions, you sound like the bully of the school. So,
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lizette, which was mostly comprised, of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lizette around persistently, but they labelled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
I can tell that this is the same voice actor as the mum. It's pretty funny.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
What? Lizette doesn't seem like a bad person for what these people are labelling her as. Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me. Okay. It's an act.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted. and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lizette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lizette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lizette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
Okay, she stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Okay. Something about Lizette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hallway towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Miss Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know, he was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I wanted to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have higher expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See ya. Hey, Dad.
Hey, honey.
Okay. You look sad. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at the steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
He's just guilty. Oh, he just feels sad. No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Yeah, he couldn't bring himself to say that. He could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. What is it? I love you. I turned my head away to look at the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to Grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age living in such a large house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? He sounded so lonely and sad. Yeah, that's a sad way to go. It was that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was, happy and healthy. But things changed. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. Oh, Jesus. I skipped twice. I'm sorry. The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yeah. I've been trying my best as so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
Oh, for fuck's sake. With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Okay. Yes, I can manage on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. He might get mad at me, but I want to try. I want to try and get the answer out of him. Dad, about you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
God damn it, man. I feel like we should be, because Grandpa did leave us yesterday, so...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
Damn. As always, he managed to shut down any other form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but I closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could figure out anything by somehow arguing my way through it. Alright then. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think, what would this place be like? I had been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. We get the point, okay? We get the fucking point. Can you please move on? Most people my age would be ecstatic at moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you were out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for an answer in the heaven that would or would not exist. I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds and there at the moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. Finally! The car rolled up to stop and drifted out my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
Okay. Alright, tell Mum I love her.
All right.
Love you, Dad. Say it! Say it! No. Make sure to come back, to come by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of a goodbye, but he didn't speak again. Come on. He's a bit of a dick. Come on, you can at least say goodbye. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast, the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took the key to the front doors and unlocked them. It really took nearly 20 minutes to get from the school to the house. This story really likes to drag things on. But guys, I'm ending it here. I've been drained of energy. This game, it just loves prolonging something. Anyway, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, why am I even wearing this headset? Because there was practically no audio this entire part. All there was the voice acting. What's happened to all the music? I don't know. I'm going crazy. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed. Hopefully, yeah, you enjoyed. And I'm repeating myself. God damn it! Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.